Welcome to Bad Dog Agility, a podcast helping you reach all of your dog agility goals. Whether it's competing under the bright lights of the televised finals at Westminster or successfully navigating a homemade course in your own backyard, we'll bring you training tips, interviews, and news about the great sport of dog agility. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
I'm ready.
I'm ready.
The show starts with your hosts, Jennifer, Esteban, and Sarah.
I'm Esteban.
And I'm Sarah, and this is episode 368. Today's podcast is brought to you by Clip & Go Agility. Clip & Go Agility has been innovating high-quality, unique agility products for over 15 years. Their goal is to move the sport forward by providing the safest possible equipment for our canine partners. They offer not only jumps, tunnels, and contact obstacles, but also many problem-solving training aids. Clip & Go understands how fitness plays a large part in our dog's overall safety and are pleased to also offer a variety of fitness products to meet your dog's conditioning needs. They include soft jump bumps, cavaletti jumps, VersaFit planks, fitness blocks, and paw pods. Check them out at clipandgoagility.com/fitness and use promo code BDA10 to receive 10% off any fitness products. Clip & Go Agility, because safety matters. This podcast is also brought to you by St. Rocco's Treats.
You don't just have an ordinary dog. Your dog is an athlete, and extraordinary dogs deserve extraordinary treats. Here at St. Rocco's Treats, we hand-bake every treat with human-grade ingredients, so your furry athlete only gets the best. Your dog will fall in love with the delicious, attention-grabbing flavor, and you'll fall in love with the easy-to-break texture for zero mess during all your training sessions. Find out why St. Rocco's has already become the treat of choice for countless agility dog competitors. Visit us at strroccostreats.shop and use the code BD30 for 30% off your order. St. Rocco's Treats, the perfect high-value reward for your high-performance dog.
And you can find a link to St. Rocco's Treats on the show notes page. Today, we are very excited to have on the podcast today, very, very, very special guest, Connie Dieball and Jolene, aka Krypto. Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you. We're so glad to be here.
So just a little bit of background for those of you who read our Wednesday wrap-up. Earlier this year, when the trailer for the new Superman movie first dropped, Esteban was very, very excited about the whole movie because he's a really big Superman fan. Mm-hmm. And he was especially excited to see Krypto come to the big screen. And Krypto is Superman's dog. And so he took the trailer and put it into the Wednesday wrap-up as just kind of the little kind of pop culture reference. And one of our readers responded and said, hey, the dog that plays Krypto, they're part of the community. The owner is part of the agility community. And so we were excited and we kind of like, fangirl and fanboyed out to know that we were that close to somebody that was, with Krypto, the Superdog. And so we contacted Connie and we said, after we watch the movie, can we please interview you? And Connie said yes. So we're very excited to be joined by you, Connie. So tell us a little bit about your agility background before we jump into all things Superman. Tell us a little bit about you and Jolene and your history in dog sports.
Well, I was that basic person in COVID where we got bored because there was nothing to do. So we said, hey, why don't we try agility?
Well, that's awesome.
Yeah. She was my novice A dog. And it was because she's the mixy mix of whatever she is. The terrier is strong in this one. So it was a very interesting agility introduction. She feeds off of, she's kind of similar to Krypto. I mean, she loves violence. And so, if I would react, then she would react, and then we would both be reacting. And so she definitely pushed me to be a better, handler for her. So she's been a joy. I mean, her startup line was like a bow situation. And so, she's always been a little bit unique and a little bit special. And so she just, it was a lot of fun. For us, agility with her was pretty short-lived because her structure is just not good. And so She has weak wrists and, she's just like a muffin. And so just for her like longevity, we decided not to like compete in agility anymore. But we do play and just have fun. But she likes to kind of be the attention of everything. So we found a lot of different avenues for her.
Well, how old is Jolene now?
She just turned 8 last month.
Oh, wow. She looks good. Like I'm looking at her now on the screen and she looks like a puppy to me. I'm like, this dog is 2.
I was also thinking COVID, and in my head, I was like, that was like a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
I can't believe that's 5 years ago.
It's so interesting that you said that about COVID, because I remember at the time being worried that the sport would just collapse and people wouldn't do it. But it was actually a time when people got to slow down a little bit. They were cooped up at home, and they were looking for things to do with their dogs. And so that ended up being a growth time for the sport, not necessarily out there in trials, which weren't happening, but people really experimenting with the sport. So I think it's really cool that you found agility that way. Okay, what was Jolene's favorite obstacle and most hated obstacle?
Oh, favorite obstacle, literally any jump. I think she just really enjoyed she would jump and bork. And so that was her favorite, is she would bork, 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 jump, jump, jump.
Wait, bork? What
bork?
Is that a sound effect? And then we're just old boomers and we don't know that sound effect?
It's just the way that she sounds when she barks. Will you do it? Well, that sounded more normal.
Yeah, no, I heard it there. Yep. That's good.
Yeah. Her least favorite was a tunnel.
Huh.
It's the way that she banked off of it. Like sometimes it was just a little treacherous for her. And so she would sometimes get a little bit too jazzed and just go for it. And then I think she regretted it later. So she was that dog where I would be screaming tunnel and she would be screaming back at me.
Right. Absolutely. All right. So then how did you go from novice A agility dog to, the big screen? I mean, a superhero movie. How did you get that gig?
She has always been that dog for me to, like, as soon as I saw like what she liked to do is she loves attention. Like if we're all in a circle together and we start laughing, she is so happy. She wags her little nub. Like she just really likes the spotlight. And that's kind of why we did agility, is because the competitions made her just jazzed. Like she enjoyed all of that. And so we've always kind of dabbled into, doing a little bit of like on-screen stuff. So we would do like a commercial or photo shoot or something small. I work full time. And so it's hard to be able to do those because you kind of have to be there and available as soon as they say, hey, we're ready, let's go. But because she also looks a little unique, anytime there's like a white dog casting or a scruffy dog or whatever, she's kind of, tagged and all of that. And so we work with Animal Casting of Atlanta. And so they had initially submitted her for the white dog role for Krypto. And at that point, I don't know that we actually knew what it was because, like everyone kind of keeps it on the hush hush. And so we just took some pictures of her. We submitted some stuff and I just was like, cool, let's, whatever, we'll see what happens. And then later we found out what it was. And so then it was like, oh, well, okay, we'll have to rearrange a little bit.
Right. Life.
Yeah, a little bit. So it was very different. It was lots of fun. That is the biggest thing that we have done so far. And she just was wretched. She loved it so much. She was like, I can just stay here. Like, why don't you guys take me home?
Well, so where did the shooting take place and over what period of time did you have to commit? How did you balance that with your work? And how far away is that wherever they were shooting the movie from where you are?
It was about 2 hours from us. So it was at Trillis Studio. And so I had lovely friends who, was able to watch my adolescent Malinois at the time. And then
we've got one of those too.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're special too.
Yeah, they are.
So, yeah. So then I also had friends that like were a little bit closer that we can stay at just for convenience wise. And so everybody was really accommodating because I mean, 2 hours is not, people commute 2 hours, but sometimes it just makes it that much worse. It was over like a 3-month period. And so it was, I definitely had to carve out some time. At that time, you know, I was working remote. And so I was able to balance it by like going in a corner, going in a meeting, and then going back in. And so it worked out really, really well. Everybody was so accommodating. And I think that was the really nice part about it.
At what point could you tell people that that's what you were working on? Like if you were,
I assume you had to sign some kind of non-disclosure, like
so like
or
with if people are like helping you, like you're like, I'm doing a thing. I can't really tell you what it is. Wow, but it's gonna be 3. I mean, they must have had some clues that it was not just like a Cheerios commercial or something.
Right.
Yeah.
Like I was like, I can't wait to tell you. It's so exciting, but like not yet.
Right. That is so amazing. So I have a question. So I remember hearing about you and about Jolene, and so we were so excited to see the movie. And when we saw the movie, like we were watching for Jolene and watching for every scene with Krypto, and we had already contacted you and arranged to do this podcast. But then I saw a CNN article and it was like the dog behind Krypto. And I was so excited and I clicked on it and it was like Krypto was based on James Gunn's dog. And it talked all about his dog and how kooky it is and everything. And I was like, what? So tell us how I'm confused. Explain it to me. Like, what is Jolene? I did see like a post on Facebook where James Gunn himself called her the reference dog. So what is a reference dog? And then what is whatever his dog is?
So his dog Ozu, which we never saw in person, unfortunately, but he was referred to as Menace, which I love. And so he based a lot of kind of the movements and the look off of his dog. She came in as more of the light and the fur. Like she was actually hired because of her fur. That was really what it was, is like the way that it's captured on the light. And so she was the dog actor on set where she was, because it was CGI'd. And so imagine the actors trying to work with this invisible CGI dog. And so they clearly had, you know, some kind of difficulties with how they had to do stuff. And so she was on set with them. So in particular scenes, like when they're in the tea craft and Rachel is like trying to drive, she was trying to do the scene where she had to imagine Krypto in her lap. But every time she would move, she would go through Krypto. And so because he wasn't there. Right. We like threw Jolene on her lap so that she can feel the movement of it and like know how it feels like to have that. So she was involved with a lot of them to kind of assist. Like when Superman's lying in his home, childhood home on his bed, like she was laying on top of him to kind of make sure that like it looked like it. So there are scenes where you can kind of tell that there's a little bit more on top of it or like more natural body movement.
Yeah.
But that's what she kind of brought, is she was in a lot of the scenes for her lighting and how like to make the dog look a lot more real and, with the fur.
Yeah, that is so interesting. Yeah. I want to go back and watch the movie again.
I know, right?
So first of all,
I'll watch it with you. I want to sit down with Connie and watch the movie together.
That would be a great idea.
Jolene has watched it in theater like multiple times. She ate everyone's popcorn and thought it was great.
Oh,
that is amazing. That is
so. We're gonna get to that. We're gonna have to hear about the red carpet.
Yeah. No, I want to watch it again because while I was watching it, I was like, okay, there clearly has to be some CGI here because of the amazing things they're having the dog doing. And you can maybe kind of tell a little bit, right?
Wait, Jolene can't fly, right?
I don't know. Like maybe they said just jump over this bar, just like you're doing agility, and the dog is flying. But other parts, like the dog looked like a dog, and like the movement was like a dog, and so I thought, oh, they must be doing some kind of mix or blending of shooting, and I had no idea how they were doing it. So I thought that was pretty interesting. Yeah. Can you tell us a little bit about the color? So Hannah, our daughter, came in here to see Jolene on screen at the start of this podcast, before we started the podcast. and she loves her coloring, the color of her fur. Like it's the first thing that Hannah pointed out, and she loves dogs like that. But in the movie, right, I believe Krypto is like mostly white or all white,
all white, yeah.
right?
Mhm.
So how did they?
So the podcast people can't see Jolene, but she's got like this one black ear, right? She kind of
That's
got that like
adorable.
split face kind of thing, and yeah, that was what Hannah said. She's like, "Oh, I wish they'd left the black ear." It's
Yeah,
cute.
yeah. So how did that work? Like,
Well, and that was true to the comics, right? Like Krypto has numerous breeds, but Krypto's always white, like completely white. And so she has the nub tail, which is, I don't know if it was docked or whatever. She was a rescue, so who knows what happened.
sure.
But she has the short tail, and then she has the black ear on this side. So I think that, that portion, that's why like it had to be CGI, because you had to like blend and mix all of that together.
Yeah.
I know, I wish they left that in there because that would have been cute.
Okay, so you mentioned something, and now it's going to be my next question. You mentioned uh, some comic book knowledge there. So I'm not a big comic book person, but I was surprised that the dog was going to be in it because going back several Superman movies, I don't think there's any mention. Like there's a whole generation of people who have no idea that there's any kind of super dog, right? And I thought that was super interesting. And comic book people came out and they were like, "Oh yes, it's here. It's all here." So tell us a little bit about that. Had you read the comics before? Were you familiar with the role? Like when you heard that's what you would be doing, you're like, "Oh my God, I know all about this." Or did you run over and immediately start researching and looking into these comics?
Well, so I know enough to be dangerous, but
Mm.
the Krypto that I kind of was more familiar, which I was a little worried about, was it was more like a white lab. And
Mhm.
so
Mm.
and so then I was a little worried, like, oh no, are they going to be mean to the dog because they want a white lab? And you kind of had those
Mm.
uncertainties, because when I looked back further, like the older comics, it literally looked like a scruffy white dog. And
Mhm.
Yeah.
so and this is what I really, really enjoyed about working with James Gunn, is like he loves animals.
Really?
Oh, that's
He posted
good.
a video of him and Jolene meeting. That was the first time they met. They are just in love with each other. And you
Aw.
can tell, like, he was so
I like
pet
him so much
friendly.
more now.
Oh my
I mean,
God.
I liked his movies and everything, but
Yeah,
now I'm
yeah.
like, oh, he seems like
was-
good people.
Yes, like he was so nice, and he made sure that everybody was nice. Like it was probably the best working experience we've ever had. And it really
Oh,
helps because
wow.
everybody loved her. And so, she literally had people delivering snacks to her, and, they would come
That's
and just
so
hug her.
funny. Did
She
she
had her
gain a little
own.
bit of weight because people kept sneaking her stuff?
Well, she ran it off, luckily, because, she works, but
Yeah,
she
of
definitely had like
course.
an entire quesadilla. So it was pretty intense.
All right, so you've made me remember something about the movie, and this is spoilers. So if you haven't watched the movie and you want to,
Oh my
if
God.
you
How
haven't
big
watched the
how big of
movie,
a spoiler is this?
it's pretty big spoiler. But if you haven't watched the movie and you want to, you should probably just pause this podcast and watch
Oh,
it
okay. Yeah.
anyway.
Stop right now
Just stop right now. Just stop right now.
and go watch the
And
movie.
go watch the movie. And if you haven't watched the movie and you didn't think you wanted to, maybe you go and you watch it anyway because it's
That's right.
good fun. Okay, so now spoiler time. So in the end scene, it is revealed that Krypto.
Wow, you're going for the big spoiler.
Right? That Krypto.
Last chance to pause, people.
Flash of the month is that Krypto is actually Supergirl's dog, and Supergirl comes in with like just one scene at the very end, which is clearly must be setting up some sort of sequel, right? And if the sequel is with Supergirl and Krypto is Supergirl's dog, and if
I
James
see where you're going here.
loves Jolene, have they already been talking to you about what's next?
They have not. They actually went out of the States. And so this was not something that we were involved in. But I think it's going to be amazing, because I really, really think that the way that they planned this out was fantastic. And it was probably
Yeah.
nerve-wracking, right? Because he did kind of take he took a very different vibe to it all. And so I
Interesting.
think we're super excited for it. But she will not be in the future one.
Like she will definitely not, or they just haven't talked to you yet?
I'm going to go with definitely not.
Yeah, my concern is like Jolene now being 8 and then future
that's true,
shooting that could be happening even years out. I don't
Yeah.
even know if like when they would start shooting.
That's
They've
true,
already
that's true.
written it, and I'm sure that Connie can't be running around telling us what she knows about these
No.
kinds of things. So
In 2 years, Krypto's going to be in Supergirl, and she's going to be like, you remember when I said no? That's just because I couldn't say
That's
anything
right,
yet.
that's
And
right.
So who really knows? We can
yes,
trust
no more
Twitch.
questions. No more
No.
questions, Sarah.
Okay. But now the other thing that I was super excited about, and I wanted to ask if you knew that this happened at all, is did you know that Krypto was in Fortnite?
Yes, I actually heard about that, and I thought that was really cool.
Yeah.
Oh, so you know what Fortnite is? Well,
Yes.
tell people what Fortnite is.
So Fortnite's a video game, and it's a video game that Esteban and I play, most nights with one of our other agility friends, Brittany, who's been on the podcast several times. We've had many Fortnite references to things that we've learned from Fortnite, but Krypto was in Fortnite for a while, and so you could pick up these golden bones, and they took up a slot in your inventory. You only get 5 guns, people, and you have to split it between guns and heals. So it's kind of a big deal to take a whole entire slot and dedicate it to dog bones, but you can, and then you can throw the dog bone at bad people, and then wherever you throw the bone, you hear this high-pitched whistle, and then Krypto boom comes down and lands on the
literally saves the day
and knocks all of the bad people back
awesome.
and stuff. So when it first came out, we were all like, bones are kind of rare. So we were all running around the map trying to find bones so that we could make Krypto come. And then Esteban kept like not looking in the right direction. I was like, did you see Krypto? And he's like, no.
Yeah,
and I
the
was
first
like,
several times Krypto came and saved me, I couldn't even see what happened.
it was like behind his back or something. And I was like, okay, look right there at that tree. I'm going to throw a bone now so that Esteban could see Krypto. So we're very excited.
Yes.
I love
That's
it.
when you've really made it. Like
When you're in Fortnite,
when
yeah.
you're in Fortnite, or you have a dance in Fortnite, or you have a character in Fortnite, then you are somebody. Okay. Until then, you're not really anybody.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so
I guess the fact that that she is the reference dog, I mean, I guess just in general, probably the sex of the dog just does not matter that much, right? Like the fact that she's a girl and Krypto is a boy or whatever.
And I don't know. She's always cast as a boy because she kind of looks like a boy, I guess. Like,
Right.
even like the other commercial we did, like she was cast as a boy, technically.
Right. Awesome.
was it ever explicit in the movie that Krypto was a boy? Like, I feel like
Does he
maybe
ever say
Matt
like,
said,
come here, boy,
maybe.
here, boy, or something? Yeah.
Now I want to watch it again.
Now we have to watch it again.
Like,
Yeah, because Krypto's a boy.
Yeah.
But I don't know in that movie I have to think about that now.
There's got to be a time where he said like good boy or something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, I say that all the time without even thinking about it. So
Right.
Yeah.
And the other thing go ahead.
He said something like he's not even a good one, but he might be scared or something. I think he did say he.
Yeah, he refers to that with the pronouns, right? Yeah. I think the other thing that I enjoyed about having Krypto in the movie is the dog was in the movie, like was a major character who appeared throughout, right? So not just someone who made like a cameo at the beginning and the end and maybe one scene in the middle or something like that.
That's true.
I think like integral to the plot and the advancement of that plot in the movie.
Right.
So I think if you're into dogs, I think you'll like it. And given the most recent Superman movies, which for whatever reason, me and my family, we did not particularly care for that, and the kids too, they all really enjoyed Superman. So
this latest one.
Yeah. So I think it is in my opinion, it's a successful reboot. Yeah. So it's going to be very interesting to see where it goes from here and what it means for the whole
DC universe.
Yeah, exactly. So I guess we should talk a little bit about that. So now that you're a DC person now, are you like out there burning all your Marvel stuff and you're like Iron Man sucks and that sort of thing, or like how into
Superhero stuff,
comics,
yeah.
superhero stuff. Were you before and are you now? Tell us a little bit about that.
Like, I feel like I can like the best of both worlds, right? Because
Mhm.
I do love me some Marvel too, though.
We do too.
So, like maybe we can all get along.
Hey, there you go. There you go. Who knows? One day, the super mega crossover.
Yeah,
Well, I mean, and James Gunn
DC and Marvel.
himself came from Marvel, right? I mean,
right.
he did Guardians of the Galaxy and everything.
Right,
So, I mean,
right. Sure,
yeah,
sure.
it's okay. We can all get along. There
Yeah,
can be some crossover there.
yeah.
Yeah. So I want to hear about the red carpet. So you and Jolene got to go to the red carpet. Were you like at the same one that the title stars were, or did they have like different red carpets all over the United
In different
States, in
cities,
different cities? Like, how does that work?
No, we actually kind of did our own, like with our friends. Like it was a very intimate kind of
Oh,
situation
that's
where,
even better, I think.
yeah, like we just kind of met in a middle ground theater, and then we kind of attended it with our friends. It was really fun because kind of when we were there filming, they screamed a lot of Krypto, no, bad Krypto, because Krypto's a bad dog.
Oh,
Right.
yeah.
So then she started like, "Ooh, I'm bad." And so she
Aw.
would bark, and she would, she just had like very
Oh,
strategic times of barking. And so as soon as Krypto came out on the screen, the first thing she did was bark. And I think because, we sat in the theater with like other people too. And so
Right.
first there was a little confusion, like, is there a dog in here? And then after the movie finished, because there was a lot of children that attended, the children got to come and like take pictures with
oh,
her and give her
that's
treats. And so it was
amazing.
really fun. We really enjoyed that one because I think that one was really special for us. And then we hung out with, there was South State Bank, who we had done a previous commercial with. And they had asked if Jolene could come surprise their team because they took him out to like dinner, and then they're going to watch
Uh-huh.
Superman. And so they actually surprised them by bringing Jolene to their, night out. And so she got to hang out and eat all their popcorn and take pictures. And so it was like adults standing in line being giddy to take a picture with the dog. And
That's
that was kind of
awesome.
fun too.
That's so
That's
awesome.
awesome. I
Yeah.
think that's even better than Underdog. I remember Underdog came to Westminster and was out there
Oh, right,
for
right.
photos and
Yeah,
things,
yeah.
but I mean,
I mean,
Underdog
Superdog.
versus Superman.
I know, right?
Yes, yes. No, that is amazing. Um, I do want to hear about your plans for the immediate future. So it sounds like you're still doing things, right? Commercials, things like that. And so at what point is Jolene going to enjoy that sweet, sweet retirement?
I know. I mean, it's when she starts acting
Oh,
old, I guess. I mean,
uh-huh.
she, with her being whatever mixture of muddy mutts that she is,
Mm-hmm.
um, I can't really tell. Like, I'm like, are you getting old? Are you good? And so
No, she
it
looks true to
really,
me.
I know, and she acts like a menace. And so
Yeah.
I think I just kind of let her do what she feels like doing. And so
Mm-hmm.
if we get something that is interesting for her to do, she does like to do more complex things, and she likes to really work for her money per se. And
Mm-hmm.
so I think like doing something fun like that every once in a while would be good. But realistically, with having a full-time job, it's just not,
Mm-hmm.
it's just,
Yeah.
it can't happen as often as like we
Mm-hmm.
would want it to be.
Sure.
But I think she goes around and, she makes everybody happy wherever she goes. And so, I mean, really, it doesn't matter to her. She thinks all of it is the same. I mean, she showed up, she had no idea what was going on. She was just like, they give me quesadillas here. So,
Right. That's
I
amazing.
love hearing
yeah.
that everyone treated her so well because that would be my other concern.
So
I
well.
don't know anything about that world, but I've heard many stories. I guess we know a few people who are actors, actresses, and they worked in commercials and movies and things like that. And it's not always maybe the best stories that you hear about people. And so I'm pretty excited to hear that it was such a great experience with
I was
everyone.
also a little bit nervous because you
Yeah.
do. You hear those like nightmares of like there are some big A-list people, and
Yeah,
you kind of get a little like, oh, are they going to be nice, or are they
right.
good? Or everybody was so nice to her, and then they had to be nice to me by proxy. And so,
Of course, of course. Is there a favorite person that she had, whether it was crew or one of the actors, someone that she liked to hang around or was responsible for getting her the treats and the water and things like that?
she had two favorite people,
Mm-hmm.
and one of them I was super proud of. It was James Gunn. I was like, "Atta girl, that is exactly what I need."
You're
you
like,
to
yes,
do."
that is the right person to suck up to.
And it was his energy, because like they both had the same energy meeting each other. So I was like, that's perfect. And then her other favorite person was clearly the crafty man, the man that brought her all of her snacks. He brought her cheese, beef sticks, yogurt, whatever she wanted. So she was like, yep, you're definitely.
That is amazing.
great.
I can picture her just jumping away from people and being like, sorry, can't talk now. Gotta go. My guy's here. Yeah. She's
waving at us.
waving at us right. As soon as I said that, she was like, yes, yes. Preach. Yes.
Like,
That
where
is
is he? He's late.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, Connie, thank you so much for talking with us. I've been looking forward to this all summer.
It's going to be a great return to podcasting.
That's right. Yeah, exactly. So thank you so much for joining us. And thank you, Jolene. Hi, Jolene.
Thanks for having us.
And that's it for this week's podcast. We'd like to thank our sponsors, St. Rocco's Treats and Clip and Go Agility. Happy training.
Thank you for listening to Bad Dog Agility. We hope you enjoyed today's episode. For more information, updates, and links to all our socials, just check out our website, www.baddogagility.com. If you haven't already signed up for our email subscription, we would love to have you join the BDA community. Until next time, take care.